GG's, Dandadas, Hyenas, Scuba Dogs, one from Scuba Steve. I said GG's, Dandadas, Hyenas, Scuba Divers, who run from Scuba Steve was criminal, y'all. I rock with the King X. Don't forget the Kennedy doing his million man track here on YouTube. The dollar, we conducting ourselves the most highest. The dollar, life's what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. It's gonna be simply what you make it only. The dollar, you heard. That's a motherfucking fact, the dollar. They say you don't qualify to be in the rooms, but guess what, the dollar? They don't make you qualify, the dollar. You qualify yourself to be in the rooms, the dollar. So make sure that you're more educated than ever, the dollar. You heard, the dollar. Clap for yourself, the dollar. Give yourself them flowers, the dollar, and stay more aware than ever, the dollar. That's what it is. God chose you because He knew He could trust you. God's best kept secret, the dollar. If they ask you how you did it, the dollar, you just tell them you put God first, and He simply worked, GG. That's just what it is, the dollar. So more or less, the dollar. Damn, this is crazy, the dollar. Your boy, yo, I feel like the cops, the dollar, the cops be trolling too, the dollar. Cops be trolling too. Like, why the fuck, like, what's the coincidence that this dude, the dollar, is facing up to 600 years? Minimum 60. Nah, the minimum is 60, the dollar. I fuck with you. But this nigga facing up to 600 years, the dollar. I feel like they trolling this man, the dollar. Like, where the fuck they get the 600 years from, the dollar? Like, where the fuck did that come from, the dollar? More or less, GG. That comes from the dollar. Comes like, oh yeah, this nigga 600, the dollar. Make sure that he's facing 600 years, GG. That's a motherfucking fact, the dollar. Make sure he's facing 600. What? He's 600, the dollar. I bet, the dollar. So WACK100 right now, the dollar. He's on a radar. I don't know WACK. What's up with WACK100, the dollar? Cause he's absolutely, absolutely telling the dollar. That nigga's absolutely telling the dollar. WACK is absolutely telling the dollar. I don't know what the fuck the situation, the dollar. Well, WACK getting so mad because niggas is just fucking just saying like, yo, the dollar, this is what you're doing. And he's getting so mad, but I ain't doing the dollar. This nigga's like, nigga, you know you giving the information, the dollar. You're saying it to the public, the dollar. And this what it is. You knew this man for over 10 years, the dollar. Something happened, the dollar. That he tried to get you, the dollar, get you hit, the dollar, backdoor your ass, the dollar. You wasn't feeling it, the dollar, so you went, the dollar, and you did the same thing to him. We ain't saying that, oh yeah, that, oh, Big U never tried to do the shit to you. Maybe he did, the dollar. Maybe he did, the dollar. Maybe he tried to backdoor you. Maybe he be doing niggas dirty like that, nigga. Writing down the serial number to the straps, the dollar, so we can give it to the law, the dollar, or knowing information to get the like. I guess y'all niggas, the dollar, live a whole different type of lifestyle, the dollar. We don't know what the back door is, to y'all. Maybe y'all keeping tapes and y'all sending it to the cops. Who knows what the fuck y'all doing? But whatever y'all doing, the dollar, that's how y'all playing. And we see y'all play some dollar. Is it the right thing? Hell no, the dollar. What the fuck, the dollar? You can't clean dirt with dirt, the dollar. So you gotta stay more righteous than ever. Ain't no cleaning no dirt with no dirt, Dada. It's only gonna be a bigger motherfucking mess, GG. That's what it is, Dada.
Ever since Lucy Coochie got picked up by the feds, the energy's been different, especially from the people who were once closest to him. Most noticeably is his handler, CS2 Back, better known on the street as Porky. Now that Lucy's in custody, Porky's doing everything he can to distance himself. The same guy who was backing every story Lucy told, co-signing all the lies, is now calling him a liar, saying he never believed a word Lucy said. Porky was the one verifying those claims, and now he's acting like he was never involved. In this video, we'll expose how CS2 Back, being Loose Cannon's official handler, has been the Porky puppet master.
So they trying to say CS2 is WACK100, the data. Can y'all actually like stamp that, the data, or y'all just saying it? Does WACK100 know who CS2 is, the data? I bet you WACK100 knows who CS2. WACK100 knows it all in this shit, the data. One thing for certain, the data. If he ain't CS2, he know exactly who CS2 is, the data. But he only knows about it because he been he. This is what it is with WACK, the data. He says that he knows a lot. He only says that what been going on social media, that he knows way more than that, but he only saying what people been already saying on podcasts, things that are already out there that he says he tries to elaborate on. That's what the fuck he's trying to elaborate on. I bet we get it, GG. But if you're elaborating on things that you already seen, then you're putting the puzzles together, because you're like, yo, this is what happened, but this is what happened over here. He's putting the puzzles together on air, but behind the scenes, that's exactly what they've been doing, So he's letting people put the puzzles together, for MGG.
Pulling Lucy's strings from the very beginning. This is deeper than YouTube content. This is about handlers, the feds, and how the street.
That's a fact, and yo, is it true that this nigga Big U got charged with the murder? Like, that's what I heard, like, I didn't see it, but that's what I heard, did he actually get charged with it?
Are waking up to who's really who. For anybody who still questions whether Porky the Porch Monkey Puppet Master is working for the feds or not, I want you to listen to what he said a while ago about Vlad TV.
Man, you better let you know that Vlad, look, I told y'all the other day, Vlad was working with the police the whole time. Vlad was working with the police the whole time. Yeah, you did say the whole time he was working on the interview. Certain questions he was asking was direction from them. Certain questions he was asking was direction from them. The whole time he was paying us to come in there so he can do that. But they bit, they went for it. Now it will continue, even like little Bootsy, to go over there with that who don't look like us. To go over there with that who don't look like us. He just showed his head. He cooperating with the law, motherfuckers. He cooperating with the law, motherfuckers. Right? And that's on y'all. That's what that is.
Did y'all catch that? Because Porky just said a lot in that little rant he just went on. He just said that DJ Vlad is working with the feds, and that they're feeding Vlad specific questions to ask his guests. He also claimed Vlad is paying certain celebrities to come on his platform, just so he can ask them the question.
Damn, that could be true, The Fed is paying Vlad TV, to pay AR apps. Come on, like, yo, we want AR app, nigga. We gonna ask these fucking questions, You ask these questions over here, That's why they actually been on the Boozy situation, but he actually couldn't ask all these, because Boozy's going, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna answer them, you know what I'm saying? Boozy ain't gonna answer, but he still asks them. He still asks the question. Why you think sometimes Boozy be looking at this thing like, why the fuck did you ask me that, Even if you know I'm not gonna answer it, why would you ask me that? Oh, these niggas telling you to ask some questions that you have to ask some questions, nigga. Don't act like, oh, it's just an interview, you could throw it off, or this is what's going on. Nah, nigga, you're asking them questions for a reason. But this is the crazy part about it, Why does WACK100 people, the Vlad shit comes out, and then the Adam 22 shit come out, and they be exposing each other? But how do they do that? They get back and they be like, oh, nah, he's not a rat. This, if you answer the questions, you answer the questions. How does they happen to rebuttal that? Why do they say that shit? Oh, nah, he answered the questions. He got in trouble. He got himself in trouble. He's the one that answered the questions. Maybe WACK stopped working with him. Like, oh, yeah, we going to do the same narrative. We going to paint the same narrative, GG. That's probably what it is. They about to start painting the same narrative, motherfuckers.
Questions that the feds want answers to. Then he called out Lil Boozy by name. Porky said if Boozy keeps doing interviews with a guy who doesn't look like us, then he's showing his hand, basically saying that Boozy and anyone else doing Vlad interviews are cooperating. So now that we know how Porky really sees Vlad, and the people who look like us that sit down with him, let's take a listen to just one of the many statements he made on Vlad, who Porky again said was the feds.
After the murder, when Quando went back to Georgia, what did he immediately do?
Dropped his flag?
There it goes. What was he claiming?
Roll 60 script.
Where Brick Baby from?
Roll 60 script.
What you think the police told Quando?
That the Roll 60s set him up?
Who you think he checked in with?
Roll 60s?
With who?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. I'm not going to say
listen.
it. Yeah.
Listen.
I'm not going to say it.
No, listen.
You just heard Porky sit down with the feds and attempt to implicate Big U in another murder. At this point, I really don't know what else needs to be said.
Okay, I already know the answer to this because I heard you say it on No Jumper, but I know a lot of people be asking, what? And I can repeat what you're gonna say, but I'll ask it. Why did you get in bed or be cool with Luce and bring him on and start exposing them to No Jumper. I know the word is,
he had a TV show
your
coming
enemy
out.
is my friend, but go ahead.
He had a TV show coming out.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, I didn't really know a lot of shit of people Luce had dealt with, right? Because remember, you had an issue with him and I didn't know it. I guess he said.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Shit.
Yeah.
He said some crazy shit about you.
Yeah.
Right?
Reggie Wright. Listen. Let me hear one more thing you talking about me, you fat bitch. And I'm gonna expose your ass. You know the story, what you said, what y'all used to do when y'all was at death row? Yeah, I know. Don't make me expose you and make your fat ass get off that couch, bitch.
I thought you was protecting me. You. Some people would tell me you sicked him on me, but I know better than that.
Reggie might be laughing.
Cause he knows.
Deep down, he knows the truth. And the truth is that Porky is the one behind Luce's attack on him. Porky isn't just some background character. He's Lucy's handler.
Chuck, we all have a handler, bro.
Stop it, Wack.
You do? I got a handler. I'm Luce's handler.
Hey, my handler tried to throw me.
I got a handler. My handler, yo, Chuck. We all got handlers, Chuck. Chuck, we all have a handler, bro.
Stop it, Wack.
You do? I got a handler. I'm Luce's handler. I'm Luce's handler. I'm Luce's handler.
Hey, my handler tried to throw me.
I got a handler. My handler, yo, Chuck.
I didn't
6
know
months
that was a handler.
6 months ago, my handler, you ain't noticed I done bagged up off the app about 50%?
Yeah.
Because my handler said, Wack, contract's about to close, time to start shutting that down. My handler told me that.
Who your handler, R&B,
See,
bro?
a handler ain't gotta be.
Hey, that's the real Bimmy or that's somebody trolling?
What?
That's Bimmy. I already sent him an invite.
Oh,
Listen.
Bimmy, yeah. Bimmy, I told Bimmy to pull up.
Listen, a handler don't gotta be like, you know,
Yo, Bimmy, you gotta
slave
accept the
master.
invite.
You know, like Luce. Man, if I wasn't in this crazy ear, this would have been on some other.
Man, I do be on the other. You just be stopping me. Man, I do be on the other. You just be stopping me.
So who's that hand? So what handling means? The handler means that's his shooter. That's his what? That's his that's the nigga that's handling shit for him. You know what I'm saying? Take care of situations. Hey, my handlers.
Man, I do be on the other. You just be stopping me.
Yeah, the handler's a motherfucker that you are listening to because you respect them and you know they got your best interest at heart. Lior has Kevin's best interest at heart, right? I got Lou's best interest at heart. I got Lou's best interest at heart. I got Lou's best interest at heart.
Whatever Porky says, Lucy follows. If Porky tells him to stand down, he does. But that didn't happen this time, because Porky wanted it to happen. He gave the green light. And Lucy's not the only one carrying out Porky's agenda. Porky is also SBGB-TV's handler. And right now, like clockwork, SBGB-TV is out here pushing the same narrative about Reggie, the one Porky's been fueling all along.
Back in the day, Reggie got caught up fucking with a dude named Sid that was working for Suge as a personal assistant.
Wow, Dundada. That's what he said. I know they said that WACK made Luce say that shit, Dundada. But he said, I knew it wasn't you, WACK, because he probably knows something about WACK too. Like, I know it wouldn't be WACK because what the fuck, Dundada? That's different.
Hold up. See, I knew WACK got some dirt on Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright like to fuck with those old boys. Hold up. Reggie Wright was fucking with them boys. Hold up. Or was he in the streets fucking around? We need to know. Because if he was fucking with them boys, he looked like one of those motherfuckers, right?
The pattern's clear. The pork belly puppet master pulls the strings, and his puppet puppies dance.
So I didn't know nothing about that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, on some real shit. That's why you be. That's why I be saying that the world is different. The world is a different type of breed. And I can't. And it's not because them dealing with the same sex and shit like that. It's just like, yo, look at people, bro. Just look at the like, look at their motherfucking soul, nigga. Like, look what's going on with them, like, and it's okay, these people just okay to be like, be these people, and why you think these people, they be like, they don't be taken care of, they don't take care of themselves too much, like, look at Reggie Ray, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I ain't trying to say nothing madless, but look at because they worry about other things, and situations like that, like, that's some of this, yo, the world is, like, it's very, 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 very evil.
I called him. I said, yo, bro, what's this crazy shit you saying about Red? He was talking about, like, one of the security guards told him. See, this is how you know when you thinking this crazy shit. Tez or somebody's uncle talking about.
Nigga do be looking like a creep sometimes. No lie, Reggie Wright be looking like a creep. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe, I'm saying, who knows? I'm not from the lay of the land. Maybe it's different over there. Maybe this dude, you know what I'm saying? But who knows who this dude is? That's a crazy ass. Look there. Whack. Like, don't look at me like that, nigga. They look like, oh shit.
It's some sexual shit to you, right?
Yeah.
That shit?
Yeah, well, he said it was the Vivian or something, the accountant or bookkeeper or something. And we know we don't have no black folks that work for us. She don't trust black people with his money.
So I think January, he came to me. And it was a manager dude he got. It's a white dude.
It wasn't a bookie, nigga, but it was somebody. That was a black dude. It probably wasn't a bookie. Maybe we thought it was the bookie. Maybe he thought it was this person. Maybe it was somebody, bro.
He just called me the other day. It's a white dude he got. Maceo or Marcio, some shit. But he the one originally called me. He like, yo, Luce County got this show. And can you help me market it? So at this time, Luce said a bunch of crazy shit about me. Luce said a bunch of crazy shit about me. Luce said a bunch of crazy shit about me. But I didn't pay no attention because I didn't really know him. But I didn't pay no attention because I didn't really know him. But I didn't pay no attention because I didn't really know him.
By now, most of y'all should know. If Porky's lips are moving, there's a good chance he's lying. This is exactly what I meant when I said Porky's been doing everything he can to distance himself from the guy he handles. Now he's trying to claim that when Luce was dissing him, they didn't even know each other. That's what he's sitting here saying, with a straight face, like we're all just supposed to forget the past. Porky already admitted that back when Luce was going at him, it was all part of the plan. That Luce was being instructed to diss him, to make it look like they were enemies. So let's roll the clip. Let's hear Porky, in his own words, admit that he was pulling the strings the entire time.
You know why he know the footage exists? You know why Luce Cannon know that the footage I speak of is real?
That's the baby mama?
That's his fucking cousin.
Oh, shit, bro. I'm done. I'm gone. All right, y'all.
You didn't catch when I said, you stupid. Luce been with me the whole time, you dumb, stupid ass. This was over there shaking like knots right now. God.
Luce has been with him the whole time. He made a diss song about WACK. He made a diss song. That was the play to do that.
Come on.
He said, I got about 50 niggas on the street right now.
A motherfucking loyal member underneath him. That's how you do it.
You gotta watch people, Dandada. You gotta watch people, Dandada. That's a smart play right there, Dandada. That's a smart play right there, Dandada. He made Luce do a diss song on him, Dandada, so they can actually think like they beefing and shit like that. But they wasn't even actually, they're not actually beefing, GG. Like, yo, they playing different, bro. They playing different, GG. They playing different.
Always keep one right there. Like, go at me all the time.
Dang. Luce been wanting to come out. I just didn't let him out yet. Luce been wanting to come out.
That's how you actually infiltrate, Dandada. You want to infiltrate something, Dandada? You get somebody over there, you become so cool with the motherfuckers, then you tell them, Dandada, fits me, around all them niggas over there and see who the fuck is gonna be talking, who's willing, who's gonna be giving their ideas out, sharing their ideas of some malice shit, and that's how you get back, you know what I'm saying?
I just didn't let him out yet. I just didn't let him out yet. I just didn't let him out yet.
So Porky just said out of his own mouth that LUCE has been with him the entire time. You heard his pet pedophile, Bacon Grease Beast, cheerleading and praising Porky for having LUCE with him the whole time. Porky then went on to say that LUCE has been wanting to come out, but he himself wouldn't let LUCE come out yet. So like I was saying before, LUCE does whatever Porky tells him to do, and you guys just heard it with your own ears.
You get what I'm saying? Okay. If you don't look on the thing, he said all kinds of crazy shit about me, but I'm like, and rode out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think you're riding out for your homie.
Loose Cannon?
You guys
That's nephew.
You guys are doing a little bit of shady business together.
Not shady. Might be, you know, me and Loose Cannon been comrades for quite some time. We fooled the streets.
What about those
Did you hear the Loose Cannon diss song on me?
Yeah, and I feel like you're lying when you say that it was all premeditated and planned out.
It was. He told me that's what he wanted to do. I told him to do it. So I'm like, I looked at it, and he warned me, he said, WACK is some shit on the internet, but he's really trying to market his show. It's a bag for you. I said, what do you want? He wants you to get him to the platforms. So I brought him to No Jumper. If you notice, him and his wife is there. It's called Bad the Beast. It's the name of the show. Okay. It's out Urban Flicks, right? So I had February, March, April. February to May was the run. So
yeah, this nigga actually saying, he actually telling everybody how he ran the play, Dada. And who's making him run these plays, Dada? Who made him run these plays, Dada? Different, Dada. WACK came through, WACK100 came through. WACK100 came through as a lawyer, like, yo, look it. There's a fucking indictment that's about to come down, Dada. But he heard from the grapevine, Dada, that is on draws. And he looked at him, he said, from the grapevine, you know who told him that, Dada. So when they came to him, they told him that, Dada. He was like, yo, put your names in that shit too. So you're going to have to, if you want to get out of here, you're going to have to start creating contact, Dada. You heard? And he started creating contact.
So, you know, they paid me what they paid me. I took him there. And then I seen the academics. I had to trick academics. I told academics I was coming.
You act like you was going. Yeah, I heard you. You told me, yeah.
Yeah, right. I know once he was there in front of him, he was going to run the show.
He's going to go ahead and do it. Yeah.
This is when he said the Carl Winslow shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So in my head, I'm like, listen, I'm here to do a job. Whatever nigga want to say, you say. You get what I'm saying? Period. I just told him, I think the only stipulation I put on him was you.
So again, Porky is the one handling Lucy. He just said that he hooked him up with No Jumper and DJ Academics. He also just said that he was able to put stipulations on Lucy also, proving that Lucy does what Porky allows him to do. And if Porky doesn't want him to do something, he'll put stipulations on him.
Yeah.
You was the only one, because I said, Reg, I don't know nothing about it. I'm getting paid to promote this show. But
you know what I called and asked you. And I got mad at you because I said you was protecting me. Because I wanted to know.
I said, Reg, I'm not protecting nobody.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you this. He won't do that to you again, right? That shit was said, I guess, prior to, right?
Yeah.
And again, Reg,
well, he was mad because he felt like I called him out for saying that was a lie or a play about what y'all, you know, what he said he had. And I was just saying, and all I said, if it don't come out by that date, then he lied.
That's exactly what happened.
Waiting to see how they gonna cover up February the 14th if this doesn't come out. And if it does come out, whoa. A lot of people credibility is on the line with this.
And Reggie made it clear. He said if LUCE didn't drop that video on February 14th, the one where Big U supposedly FaceTimed him and said Nipsey Hustle had been killed 30 minutes before it actually happened. Then both Lucy and Porky were lying to everybody. Now fast forward to today, and suddenly Porky's saying LUCE was lying the whole time. But let's not forget, back then, Porky was standing right next to him, defending everything he said. He was even acting like he was ready to bet money on LUCE's claims.
Okay, but you realize that some very, very serious allegations were made during that interview.
So what?
And a lot of them don't really seem to stand up.
Luke, how you know? You a white boy.
I've seen a lot of evidence to the contrary.
You seen what? What you see?
I
tell you what, Adam, you're a wealthy man. I'll front the 100. You put up 100,000. I have LUCE pull up. If he ain't got what he say he got, I'll pay you 100. If he do, you give me 100.
I'm not really trying to be the guy who decides exactly what happened or didn't happen.
Stop.
I mean, it's poker, Dada. It's poker, Dada. He trying to make him fold, Dada. He played him, making him fold, Dada.
Trying to discredit something that you can't. But what we can do, hold on, Adam. I'll front the 100 for LUCE. If he ain't got it, I'll lose that. If he got what he's...
And at the end of the day, Dada, who the fuck wants to put up 100,000, Dada? Who wants to bet 100,000 on someone else's truth? Like, nigga, like, that's why it ain't like niggas is saying, I bet. Yeah. Oh, you're telling the truth. Niggas like, nigga, I'm not betting 100. I don't even give a fuck, nigga. So why the fuck am I going to bet $100,000 on someone else's truth, nigga? On someone else, oh, bet if he got it. Nah, nigga. What the fuck type of situation is that? That doesn't make sense.
Say he got, you pay. We got a bet.
So at this point, it's clear. By Porky's own admission, he's been Lucy's handler, and they've been working together for a long time. But now that Lucy's behind bars, Pork Belly's out here acting like he barely knows the guy, trying to play innocent, like he wasn't right there in the mix the whole time. The switch-up is nasty work, but the receipts don't lie.
Well, Wack, let me ask you this, because I've been knowing you as this legendary kind of behind-the-scenes figure throughout hip-hop for decades. I'll keep it real, I hadn't really heard much about Loose Cannon until he started hanging around with you.
That's a fact. That's just what's real.
But I knew very little about him until I've read this whole this criminal complaint, and I've become to know how close he was to Big U, knowing your relationship with Big U. Now I'm looking back thinking, how had you and him got so close considering that history?
They didn't become cool until LUCE was no longer cool with... But he was...
How are you trusting a guy that was so cool with Big U?
Up until, like, what, 2 years ago?
Nah, 2021, early 2021.
Okay. So CS2 Back and Aryan Adam are trying to push the narrative that Porky didn't start messing with LUCE until 2021. Even though Porky already told Adam the Aryan that him and Lucy were together way back when Lucy did the diss song. For some reason, Porky is now hell-bent on making the people believe that he didn't start messing with LUCE until 2021.
So at the end of the day, it's like, I realized, like, damn, it's 2023 and you got a BlackBerry. Like they didn't even...
How long have I been asking about that BlackBerry?
Since 2015. Since 2015.
So now Porky's saying he met Lucy in 2021. But that doesn't line up with what he said before. In that No Jumper interview with Lucy just last year, they both admitted they'd knew each other back in 2015, clearly showing they'd been locked in long before 2021. The timeline's off, and Porky knows it. This just proves how long he and Lucy have really been working together.
When I do what I'm supposed to do, everybody witnessed it. Y'all witnessed outside of No Jumper. Did I do what I was supposed to do?
You didn't do anything.
No, bullshit. Oh, bullshit. I stopped some shit.
Wack,
Did I not?
When you lined up,
Did I not?
when you lined
I
up,
didn't.
You stopped it?
You telling me I didn't stop nothing
I mean,
outside this building?
unless there was a threat that we didn't see off camera.
Are you telling me out there with this weenie, the PDF file, Jay Reed, y'all telling me I didn't stop nothing?
You didn't participate.
No, you're a motherfucking lie. I didn't stop nothing.
You hear Porky yelling, trying to plead his case, saying he stopped Lucy from killing Jay Reed that day at No Jumper. When you run the footage back, the truth comes out. Lucy pulls the gun off his hip, and at the same time, you hear the Porky puppet master himself shouting at Lucy, telling him not to do it. Porky didn't break up anything. He didn't intervene physically, but he did tell Lucy to stand down. And Lucy listened, because Porky is his handler and puppet master. Porky wasn't lying when he said that he told Lucy to stop. But what Porky is conveniently leaving out is he's also the one who told his minion to do it.
Damn, the Dada. Damn, Wack honestly be talking a little way too much. When the people start talking the Dada, then they start giving up a little way too much information how they be handling shit, GJ. Because you can actually see. And then he's like, oh, nah, don't do that. Who was that dude too? The Dada? That's just crazy, the Dada. That shit hit different, the Dada. This nigga Loose Cannon. Did he get played by Wack? Did he actually get played?
After Luce and his twin brother were forced to relocate due to their father's cooperation with the authorities. Tank recalls how federal agents would drop the twins off at school. Then they would show up early, pulling them out 15 minutes before the day was even over. His story helps us all understand just how much telling Lucy's father did. We should all understand what Rodze was saying now. Tank recalls how federal agents would drop the twins off at school. Then they would show up early, pulling them out 15 minutes before the day was even over. His story helps us all understand just how much telling Lucy's father did. He did so much telling that they had to put his wife and children in witness protection. This is why Rodze said Lucy's father is the biggest rat in 6-0 history.
Scandalous Los Angeles got a question for you.
What'd he say? Hey, will you tell us the truth about Luce, please? Is he really from 6-0?
Hell no, he not from 60s.
Sure, you can keep the shit straight hood because you know goodness well I say the blued up 6-0 on my hat, the blue laces, blue everything.
Hell no, he not from 60s.
Suge knows I'm a death row killer, and he know goodness well is problems when he see me. You know already know because you know I brought all the 6-0s, all the CRIP was to death row. No CRIP cards was fucking with you. I brought them all to you.
Hell no, he not from 60s.
So I grew up in 8 trades, and then you know I'm from rolling 60s. So
hell no, he not from 60s. His daddy got put on. His daddy was from the hood like 5 months before he turned in the whole neighborhood. He the greatest snitch of all time from 60s. I'm talking about as soon as you get put on 60s, they gonna talk about the nigga daddy. Hey, you don't want to be this guy. The daddy was in protective custody. I got the paperwork, copies of it. The daddy was in protective custody before he turned the hood and all type of shit. You know what I mean? All type of shit.
Hey, hit the like button. Go ahead, my bad. I ain't trying.
Luce IE. Luce ain't from 60s. Luce ain't from 60s. Luce ain't from 60s. You know what I mean? He just, you know what I mean? His daddy, your daddy ain't even from 60s. You know, so how can you?
So why does Big U allow people to that ain't from the 60s to come to the 60s and know 60s business, or maneuver with the 60s, how does he know so much about these niggas, he's actually not from there, and you saying his pops, it seems like his pops making over, maybe he's running the same play, maybe he's running the same play.
You really be from 60s, you know, your daddy told on everybody got 5'9", Hoover, Anthus, Life, all type of shit, bro. We got the paperwork. We ain't just talking. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, that don't make it no bad. You know what I mean? Gangbanger don't make nobody. But for some reason, that's what he want to hang his hat on, and he just want to be the locus of them all. No, you might have finessed that bitch into thinking that you a real 60, but you ain't finessed us, we know. You know what I mean?
Look at this. Marlo said so his dad the real CS too. Damn. Look at Most Catalyst said Demon Time Exotics, there go that content. Hey man. Dang. Exclusive content, man, for Rose visuals, man.
Yeah, that's on the dead homies. I ain't lying. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Dead homies. That nigga don't even know no dead homies. You know what I mean? When he
No lie, the nigga probably got secret animosity towards niggas. The other niggas coming out his pops, the other saying, "Oh, this a pop they pops." That's actually his pops. Maybe he feels a sort of way. Who knows what it is? Who actually knows?
You be hearing Big Baby asking, "What block you got? Who you from? What block you from? Who put you on?" You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Man, that don't mean.
Adam, what's up?
Hey, Loose Cannon, I'm here live on the No Drama Show with Big Baby and Lush. Big Baby is requesting some information regarding your put on.
Hey, can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park, Horseman, or at 54th. When did you get put on?
Baby, when did
you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out in 2002 on Eileen Street, that June house. You know what's up. Yeah, dead homie. So when you...
So is Loose Cannon actually not a 60s member and Brick Baby's not a 60s and they just argue, they both, none of them is really 60 members, Sandata? Is that the case?
You get put on?
No, you haven't, bro. You've been in
man, cuz nigga Hillbilly was a part of my put on. Killer Day was a part of my put on. Oh, the dead homies. My first name was Baby Wild Bill. On the dead homies, and Izzy turned East Coast. That was the third guy squabble. Who did you squabble, gang?
You know that it puts him in a pickle because he can't respond to it. But why do you have to hang your hat on that? I'm trying to get out and you trying to get in. Yeah, like make it make sense, bro. You know what I mean?
So it's the you never really been this syndrome. You know what I mean? I be noticing niggas that's just like you know.
Yeah, his daddy is the real CS2 on the dead homies. I'm talking about ask anybody in the hood. Ask anybody in the hood. Anybody from 60s, ask them about the daddy, and the story won't change, bro.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know until later on, until I started saying, like, yeah, that's that daddy. I used to see that right there, you know what I'm saying, with them boys. I didn't know that was his daddy, but the whole time his daddy was an informant. You know what I'm saying? With his daddy being an informant, that's what forced them boys to come PC up out in Fontana and Rancho area when the feds put them in over there. But every morning at school, Loose Cannon and his brother get dropped off by the feds in the van in the Lincoln. So I never understood how when I see him now on the social media thing, I'm like, when did you become like that? And how is they not knowing that you was getting dropped off by them feds? And he from Nasty Youngins. You know what I'm saying, in Fontana. Right, I'm saying that's why they was with him at No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? He ain't from like that. I don't know how he got away with it this far. But I've been waiting to tell somebody, and then I see this dude see him. I was locked up with the homie. You know what I'm saying? Let me call him and try to get in contact with him. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, this fraud shit is out. And I wanted to holler at dudes here, like, I'm here. To stop it is like Coochie, because it's a lot of it out here that ain't never left Ellen Empire, nigga, claiming city gangs. Because I wanted to do him to get niggas like, hey, bro, let you know what can happen with floss flagging these gangs. But when I seen this, I'm like, let me tell him about this boy Coochie first. Like, these boys is insurance scammers. That's it, that's all. Right. The one thing about it, though, he scammed the game by having them thinking that he's some type of rolling 60 boogie man. And that grew up like Richie Rich, niggas, with the feds. And I didn't understand how he made it so long. Oh, my mama, I'm waiting on the video. That's what I was calling. I'm waiting for my sister to give me the video. But it's a cassette tape. I'm just gonna record it on my phone though. Back in the day, she had a big ass camera, and seen the nigga. They when they first started sitting there from over the hill, a massive team of Hoovers came up to the school we was at, and you should have seen him. How he got slapped across the gym and left his brother.
All right, wait a minute. So if the nigga's not a 60s, right? What are you talking about high school? And Hoover's coming to the school and him being like, is he or he's not like what is it that's gonna go on So Y'all actually do know Loose Cannon. That's crazy. They actually do know Loose Cannon. They went to school with the dude. But they saying probably I don't know what they saying. Like this is the same people. That's different, bro. That's different, bro. We don't know what.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna send that on in. But I'm just now figuring this cat dog doing all of this. I wasn't even paying attention to the YouTube thing. But the boy grew up in a Fed house. Grew up in a Fed house. That's crazy. So that all explains how all of these niggas is connected, like WACK100 and all that shit. They all connected. Nigga, they all a Fed family. Look what the deal though. Look at all that shit. Right. They all connected. They all people. Right. Everybody was wondering how they all linked up. I'm just wondering how they all linked up now. It's starting to make sense. But you got Loose Cannon. He just ran content on WACK100 before he was with Big U. Then he gets away from Big U, get all the information he needs from out of Big U, run straight back home to WACK. You know what I'm saying? Laid on the table then. WACK put him on no jumper to get the, you know what I'm saying, dry snitches. Nigga thinking that his game banging. But he's selling the whole time. He got his testimony on that motherfucker. Right. But yeah, it's so simple to street niggas though. Like, first and foremost, you ain't supposed to be on no platform talking about it, incriminating nobody else in no crimes, period. Everything so you get brought up. Yeah. So now that you doing that, it's easy for us to look back in hindsight and say, you've been working. This is what WACK100 wanted you to do. Once he told you, once you told him that, you can see that he was sitting there leading him into the shit to say. Tell him against nephew.
So did WACK100? Did Loose Cannon already know that WACK100 was using him for this shit, or WACK100 just was misleading and just picking at him, and this nigga was mad simple, mad green, just blatantly saying shit.
Then he hit him with the nephew shit. Like, think about it. They've been already in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? The 600, WACK, nigga, now the 10. Yeah, they all nigga, that's all Fed family, my nigga. That's what I was trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, I know these, nigga. I seen it with my own eyes, nigga. My whole family that was going to school with this nigga, we seen them nigga, like, nigga, don't do that, nigga. You see them niggas in the school, they had to hear his own nigga, like they was walking the president in that bed. Right. Well, tell me a little bit more about what you remember when he was going to school, getting picked up in these, dropped off and picked up in these Lincolns by the people. The people, look, they used to come in class and come get them. Like 30 minutes, like 15 minutes early before school let out. And we used to always wonder, like, what are these people? Who is these people? Then we seen the badges. You know what I'm saying? But at school, nigga, they was acting like they was terrorism. You know what I'm saying? But then we start really knowing what time it was. We seen, okay, we got the loud twin and we got the quiet twin. The quiet twin, cool. You know what I'm saying? He don't do none of the shit Loose do. Right. But he always can get his ass whooped for it. So one day, the brother, they thought it was Loose in the bathroom. They jump on the brother. The brother break up out of there. And this when we had the church. That nigga break up out of there hollering. He pressed that button, nigga. That motherfucker had the whole thing. I'm talking about nigga look like Men in Black in that bitch. What junior high school was this? Cause this nigga was lying, talking about he went to Horseman and Henry Clay and that. Man, that boy went to Marion Middle School, A.B. Miller High School, and Birth Continuation School in Fontana. And then he's claiming he's from 60s. How's he from 60s if he's from Noggan? No, he's from Nasty Youngins, 1600 block. You know what I'm saying? He grew up with the Nasty Youngins. But yeah, they went NY hats too. I know they big homie Barry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Them dudes has been claiming that since we was kids. So when it came down to the six, like he got some people in his family that's really from over there. But that nigga never left. To me, if you grew up with me and I, nigga, if I see you every day, nigga, where have I not seen you, nigga? You from where I'm from. You ain't had no time, because I've just been a couple 6-0 hood days, nigga. We done been in garage playing Madden. And nigga ain't thought about going to that motherfucker. Right. So yeah, nigga, it was like that. I didn't understand this whole narrative. Like, you so tough now, nigga. You damn near 50. But there's always somebody that's gonna remember how you came, nigga. You wasn't like that. Especially you nigga get dropped up in school by the feds.
So he's trying to say that nigga, when you 50, everybody all the real niggas they done dead in jail, and your ass, if your ass ain't make it out the streets, if you're still trying to implicate yourself to be in the streets, then that's a whole different scenario, GG, right there, cause you 50, so niggas actually living like they probably got grown ass kids, niggas doing everything, but Loose Cannon probably didn't have no kids, he probably happened to stay on point, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different type of scenario right there, So WACK100. WACK100, he was implicated, and I guess when he was fighting Big U, and that's why Big U's locked up for a situation that they were about to fight. So it's true that they trying to say is WACK100, but
Loose Cannon and the CRIP cop Care Bear 600, bringing them into the public eye on platforms like Clubhouse and No Jumper. In the process, Porky helped construct a narrative, one that was filled with allegations of robberies and even the murder of Nipsey Hussle, trying to drag Big U into the middle of it all. Now, with these federal charges on the table, it's impossible not to notice how Porky's strategic actions may have played a crucial role in helping the authorities build a case. When you look at the details of the indictment and remember everything Porky has said and done over the years.
Was that the motherfucking goal? That he knew that Big U was terrorizing everything and his goal was to lock up Big U or did Big U try to take him out when he went up in there and Suge Knight called him they told him that to give the contracts that WACK100 got to give him to Big U they try to take WACK100 out of there you know what I'm saying? And Wack is like, yo, what the fuck, this thing trying to run the play on me
It becomes clear that his influence may have been a key factor in sealing a conviction. One thing we know for sure is that CS2Back's name is all in this indictment, just like it was in Studdabox's case with the Main Streets. And they've got him and Lucy's statements on No Jumper all in the paperwork.
It's like, cause he'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to.
Now, let me pause and say this. Even though, I don't want to say I think I'm beef with WACK. By the way, I think anybody beef with WACK is a bad idea. WACK is one of the most shrewd operators this game has ever seen. Don't fuck with WACK, I promise you. Because not only do I think he's good on the street level, WACK will run a narrative on your ass. Can't defeat WACK now. WACK is something else. Trust me.
Wack's gonna go to the Fed office and get all the federality money to give him all the things that nigga look like he goes fucking go out for drinks thinking with federal agents and they be fucking understanding what they're gonna do or something like that. He takes them out for coffee or some shit.
This young man right here, I'm watching it. WACK just got the fucking little puppet, little strings like dance, nigga, dance. Remember this guy 2 years ago.
So nigga, all that bullshit that you doing, bro, we gonna have to cut that out. You could call CUS and tell him, since you got the key to his front door, and you.
So he was defending Big U.
Nah, I won't even lie, and I'm not trying to dish nobody, but Loose Cannon back in the day, when you see his videos from back in the day, he looked like he was a little off or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? One of them niggas that want to be extra tough, but just can't, they won't allow it, but he always got the scrub, you know what I'm saying? He just feel like he got, who knows, he must have got, you know what I'm saying, bullied or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But he switched up his persona mad times, and you can't hate on that, you know what I'm saying? But he looked at mad mediocre when he was a kid, not mediocre, I can't say mediocre, I just feel like you know what I'm saying, like off-brand, like wore his shoes differently than everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
2 years ago. Today, he's sitting next to WACK, and WACK issues really with Big U, but WACK needed this guy. He needed the pawn. This is the pawn to work it out. WACK is good, by the way. By the way, WACK, you know I give you this credit too.
Show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, you know, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get the, oh, well, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns. And when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like, he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up.
Hey, let me tell you this. Again, I don't know LA politics like that, but this interview alone told me, nigga, unless Big U about to try to do something violent to WACK, which I hope, by the way, doesn't happen, you know what I mean? WACK will dog walk a nigga into a jail cell, nigga. WACK will dog walk a nigga into a jail cell, nigga. WACK will dog walk a nigga into a jail cell, nigga. This nigga don't even know he telling on Big U, the same nigga he was just defending 2 years ago.
And now that we know the feds have been watching Big U closely since 2021, the dots start to connect even clearer. It makes perfect sense why figures like CS2BACK and Christopher Love's Boys have been on the assault against Big U these past few years. Their relentless push to discredit and attack you doesn't just feel personal. It feels strategic, as if they've been playing their part in a much bigger operation. They were clearly aware of the ongoing investigation.
And that's why it was so personal for WACK. If you would think about it, you're going to be like, yo, why do you think it's so personal? I guess when Big U and Suge Knight called the dude to take WACK100 contract, that's why WACK is so fucking eager and so fucking thing to do this nigga to do this nigga wrong, or to take his contracts, because he tried to take his, bro. Y'all forgot? He tried to take his contracts, Big U and Suge Knight, Suge Knight told homie not to give that WACK100 scared of Big U, to give the contracts to Big U, whatever the case may be. I don't think it happened, so if it didn't happen, that's why he wanted to take his contracts or whatever the case may be and do whatever the case he was doing towards him.
And their actions were aimed at making Big U's life harder, all while feeding into the narrative that the feds were already building. It's crucial to understand that CS2BACK was working for the feds long before his fallout with Big U. The feds had strategically placed Porky around key figures they were planning to investigate, or had already been investigating, such as Stutterbox, Del Dog, Marion Knight, and of course Big U. This wasn't just a coincidence or a matter of proximity. Porky's role was part of a larger federal strategy. The moment Mark Stevens showed Big U the CS2BACK paperwork, which exposed his ties to the feds, Big U immediately cut off all communication with Porky, realizing he had been surrounded by someone working against him all along.
I heard what he was saying about the big homie Shaq, and then I heard what he said about Big U, and that's when I picked up the phone. I said, hey, you, man, I want you to read something, man. And then once you read it, once you know, you know. That's Quran. That's the Holy Quran. Once you know, you're accountable for what you know. And when he read it, he said, okay, I see why you don't fuck with dude. I can't fuck with dude. From the time I gave him that paperwork, I watched him take assault after assault because he just did the right thing. He just said, I can't fuck with you.
Because of this, Porky decided he would try to get out in front of it by running a play with Hassan Campbell, making it appear as if his phone call was recorded without his knowledge or consent.
but don't worry, but he ain't about to. He running around with sweats on all day, bro. And they don't even keep a hammer on. And they don't even keep a hammer on. And they don't even keep a hammer on. I know the nigga, bro. I know him. Know him, his family. I know him, bro. He ain't running. That nigga, them niggas don't run nothing like that out here, bro. Don't believe the hype. You do not believe the hype. 6ix9ine, one of them niggas blocked the heart of their neighborhood and violated them niggas, bro. What that tell you?
Nobody was there.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. It's real shit.
He said nobody was
used to be, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't none of this shit what it used to be, bro. And that nigga 55 years old, bro. He's scared to go back to jail.
You know that they know they was recording this shit. Cause why the fuck he mentioned 6ix9ine? That's what I'm trying to say. That WACK100. Ever since he got with 6ix9ine, he been on these antics. Like someone been coaching him. Like he been coached. To do all these antics and shit like that. These antics. And then the case may be why he mentioned him and say that he went like he's the toughest nigga. Like, bro.
I mean, you know what? My whole thing is, as long as I got a fair fight, niggas come at me and I got heat to hold myself down, I don't give a fuck. I just don't want to be in a position where niggas got heat to me and I gotta be humble.
Whenever you land out here, bro, that ain't the problem.
Right.
This is all I want you to think about. They talk a lot of shit about WACK. We in LA. You see them niggas coming playing with me?
Nope.
I'm out here moving. All my cars is bright. Everything I drive is noticeable. Nigga, they see me, nigga. I'm posting flyers where we gonna be at clubs, all that. Concerts, all that. Just studio, like, bro, like, these niggas be talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They be talking, bro. They be talking, bro. Them same niggas you talking about when they went to war, guess what they had to come see to get their tools, bro? Pick you all up. WACK. CRIP niggas gotta come see me. Them same niggas you talking about when they went to war, guess what they had to come see to get their tools, bro? Pick you all up. WACK. CRIP niggas gotta come see me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they go to war with each other, so I don't fuck them niggas kill each other all day long. You know what I'm saying? I be CRIP on CRIP shit. Be CRIP on CRIP shit. Be CRIP on CRIP shit.
You giving guns to niggas, right? What's up with the CRIP? Let CRIP kill.
What generation? What generation?
They know who they is.
So you giving Keyways guns?
Always, yeah, nigga. What his whole neighborhoods I didn't get that with. What his whole neighborhoods I didn't get that with. What his whole neighborhoods I didn't get that with.
To knock down your own con? I'm saying that's weird.
What happened? What happened?
My own kind.
Yeah, what happened at the House of Blues?
They was going at their own, my nigga. They was going at their own, my nigga.
I'm 6 so, nigga. At what point did you give the 60 gun WACK100? Tired of all this. Back by I said I wasn't gonna say nothing. At what point did you get the 60 guns? Because we didn't have events. No disrespect to the 2Ps. What happened when your army at Barcelona? Did you get the guns to do the shit then? Did you give a nigga guns to go blaze the Lancaster part? Like, what's up? You playing both sides of the fence, or are you playing the Keyway side of the fence? Which one you work? I need to check that. Giving Keyway guns on 6 up. On hood, get jail for that.
But CUS is actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm
high-tech shit.
I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying?
It's important that you guys know that this entire recorded conversation between CS2 Back and Hassan Bambata was a play created by Porky.
And if he wasn't from the 60s, how the fuck does he become Big U right here, man? I know what people.
This was the beginning of his smut campaign against Big U, and yes, Hassan Campbell helped him with the entire thing. CS2 Back, in true COINTELPRO fashion, starts off by saying Big U wears sweats all day and doesn't carry a weapon. Then, in the same breath, he says Big U comes to him to get his guns. But I thought he just said that Big U can't carry guns because he wears sweats all day. This is the beginning of his campaign of misinformation against Big U.
There's a lot of COINTELPRO shit going on.
Should I play the audio? of you actually sitting up there telling me that you wanted to stage your beef with me, to stage your beef with me, to stage your beef with me. So I let you get little slick stuff up so we could get the ratings up. You said that you wanted to stage your beef with me. Should I play the audio, WACK?
This shows you guys that CS2 Back and Hassan Campbell are no strangers to running plays. Remember that the entire phone call between Baby Bambaataa and Porky is how Porky introduced all of us to his beef with Big U. Remember, after Hassan dropped this first audio recording of Porky, he threatened to drop a separate recording that he allegedly took during a secret three-way call between Porky and Big U, which in turn allowed CS2 Back to say Hassan Campbell was lying because him and Big U had not spoken in over a year. This is how everyone found out that Big U and CS2 had issues, and this is how we know that CS2 Back and the guy who had his butt cheeks burglarized by Bambaataa were running a play the whole time.
I don't give a fuck about a YouTube channel. That's how you make your living. So, nigga, I'm gonna have my fun.
I got more than one. Knock yourself out. I'm not scared.
Yeah, that's cool. The page gonna come down, and I'm gonna laugh about it. You laughing, I'm laughing. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck neither.
Bro, see, where you went wrong
WACK.
is...
Can't y'all squash this?
Hey, this where you went wrong is when you said, I had you on the three-way with Big U and Big U didn't know it. What you don't know is me and Big U ain't talking 15 months on the phone. We don't even fuck with each other. That's where you went wrong, dummy.
Oh, so
that's where you went wrong, but
so
you
basically,
an East Coast nigga, and you don't know those politics.
So basically what you did was you called another nigga on the phone to pretend to be
Big U. We wasn't on the phone. Big U voice is Big U voice. Everybody knows.
You want me to play it,
nigga?
All right, let's go.
You lied, nigga.
So you didn't call him.
That was me and you on the phone, nigga.
You didn't call Big U on the three-way. You didn't call. All right,
hey,
we'll
bro,
see.
Listen to me, bro. Me and Big U ain't talked on the phone.
You called Big U on the phone.
Damn near a year and a half.
Lying. I was on the phone.
What I'm
you
saying.
Told me to mute my
Big
phone.
U even know that.
Nigga, you're lying.
Bro,
listen,
me and Big U don't even fuck with each other. Nigga.
You called Big U on the phone.
We ain't talked to each other
right before the weekend of the Super Bowl.
Hey, listen. Everybody on the West Coast know that.
You
just don't know that.
You are lying. You're lying.
Me and Big U know when we called each other, nigga. You played yourself.
All right.
We don't talk to each other.
Stay tuned then.
We have been in the same room and don't even acknowledge each other.
Tried and answer this a million times, bro, but WACK, real quick.
What's up, Rick?
You know, and I ain't trying to be messy, man, and you probably didn't answer this a million times, bro, but nigga, why did you and Big U even fall out? What was the whole fallout even about?
You know what? I've never answered that question.
Great question, Rick.
I've never answered that question. Nobody,
I
said we ain't talking 15 to 18 months. I've never answered that question. And I'm going to be real. That's not a question that I want to answer, but I'm going to answer it. Not that it's any discredit on my side, but I was violated in a way that got me emotional. And as men, we know when we get emotional about things, we don't like to talk about it. So I'm going to tell you why we fell out. Here's a dude that I put many plays in front of him, helped him make money, helped him do a lot of things.
Okay.
Right. So I get a call about 18 months, 2 years ago from my label, E1. E1 tells me, hey, WACK, we want to tell you something. We don't want to tell you, but we got to tell you. But Big U just left our office. In New York? Yeah. Oh, okay. Thinking maybe he went to try to get a deal or something. You know, all right.
I was going to say, why would he be there? Yeah, go ahead.
Right, hold on. And he said, well, let us tell you what went on. Last week, he called and said Suge wanted him to come in for a meet. And Suge was going to be on the phone. So we thought maybe Suge was, you know, trying to get something done. So we set the meet. Okay. He gets in the meeting. Suge on the phone. Suge says, we want you to give your contracts
that you have with WACK, the Big U. Big U is the only dude that he's scared of in LA. I said, what did y'all say? We told them WACK is not only our business partner, but he is our friend, and that will never happen. And I gotta ask you to leave my office. So they tell me this. I wait a week. I don't say nothing. Call Big U. Hey, homie, you went to the office over there and said this, nigga, that I'm scared of you, nigga, whatever you ever, fuck you, nah, WACK, that ain't how I went. Nah, that's how I went. He said, Suge said that. I said, but look, nigga, you still ain't told me that happened. It's been 7 days I've been sitting on it. You went to my place of business. It's obviously you and Suge had this mapped out. Whoever he think he is, he ain't no fucking body. No, he ain't got no weight in there. You in the PC yard in the penitentiary. You really fucking went to New York and walked him out off as a nigga who didn't put his life on the line, who didn't looked out for you, who didn't help you maintain and sustain, and tried to do that. So let me ask you something, Big. You would if they had went for it then. Well, you'd have told me then. I said it from that day forward, nigga, we ain't got nothing to holler about. You stay on your side, I'm gonna stay on mine, nigga. Anything outside of that is gonna be what it's gonna be. That's why I don't fuck with Big U.
Wow.
That's why I told Hassan he was a snake. This is why I'm gonna be real, Hassan. I'm gonna be real, Hassan. I'm glad you released it, because I wouldn't have never said it.
Wow. That's great. He tried to do the OG mob.
Hey, you heard it first.
Can I ask you something? What?
As I said, Dada, Big, so I guess that's what caused the rap, but it doesn't mean that WACK100 could be doing the shit that he's doing, Dada, and or Big U, Dada. We just gonna say Dada. We honestly don't know what's actually happening behind closed doors with both of these dudes, Dada, because it seems like Big U saying that he stand on business and he conduct himself everything in the streets, Dada, and shit like that, Dada, but you know what I'm saying? He probably, you know what I'm saying? But Luce Cannon said he seen him writing down fucking serial numbers to guns and then passing them out, whatever. I don't know, like allegedly all that shit, Dada. And WACK100, Dada, is over here just blatantly, Dada, saying everybody up, Dada, to just tell everything on a podcast. So
there you go, my nigga.
Hey, what?
And if he play with me, I'll bring my business.
But WACK did take his GRIP program money. He said he was going to take his GRIP program money. He took the GRIP program money, Dada, probably because of that right there.
Sex on his platform.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, WACK, can I ask you a question?
It's a dog-eat-dog world out here.
Yeah.
And when that happened, was like, as recently.
So since it's done like that, Dada, maybe WACK does got a lot to do with what's going on with Big U, Dada. Maybe WACK got a lot to do with it, Dada. Since you could put it in that perspective, Dada, and it started because of that right there. And all the personal shit started coming out and this and that and this and that. Then he said that he actually set up that Luce Cannon's his handler and Bennett's handler, Dada. So it's just like, I bet. So damn.
I watching that the shit y'all did with Nick Cannon. Was your intention?
No, that shit was already happened. It happened after that. See, Nick Cannon had been had that shit. He just put it out when he put it out. You know what I'm saying? So it happened after all that. That's why, you know, end of the day, in Snowfall, Uncle Jerome is playing the role of Stutterbot. He pulls up in the Rolls Royce to the police. Police don't know what they want to talk to him about, and tells him straight up, I got this dude who close to Suge Knight. It's Suge, you pinch him. He'll talk on Suge. He moving drugs to his trucking company. From here to here, them people spent $300,000-$400,000 watching me for 9 months. Tracking device on my cars, wiretap, trying to follow me in my diesels. Came in my house, cuffed up, handcuffed my wife for a couple hours, raided the house, didn't find nothing. I didn't know who it was. Listen, I told you when I left the penitentiary, they said, WACK, watch your backside. I said, my gangster gonna be my gangster when it comes to survival. But my only defense I got for these is not to do nothing dirty. This is why I don't care. See, all this shit I got, this it gotta be. Yeah, you right. I'm definitely doing something, but I learned that clean work
pays off better than the dirty work. It may take a little more notice than Snowfall. Uncle Jerome is playing the role of Stutterbox.
Oh, Stutterbox was the beginning of it. He was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq because he had been hooking up with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release photographs or compromising things about Shaquille. Shaq had a friend, a guy from Atlanta, and that guy knew the shot caller, the head guy for the gang that Stutterbox was associating with, which was the Main Street Crips. He said, man, you gotta swear your guy away. Can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. Stutterbox is scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. He mentions that, he knows something about Biggie's murder. He tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones. He's a big dope dealer for Suge Knight. We do a search warrant at the house. Of course, don't come up with shit. It becomes very, very clear he's not doing anything other than working his ass off. Oh, Stutterbox was the beginning of it. He was involved in the
with.
So when they say that that Puffy has something to do with Biggie small dying, what is they saying that Puffy just didn't care? That's why or that what are they actually saying, Gigi, when they say that shit? Like Puffy didn't care that he was just loose with it. He just, I'm saying, he was just moving around, blatantly moving around, knowing that people wanted to hurt that he had. Did he what was it? What was it that was going on, Gigi?
Y'all went to the internet. Y'all could have kept it off the internet, nigga, and let it be what it is.
Put that on Pyro, nigga.
Who am I even talking to?
You talking to Tiny Draws, nigga. Put that on
talking about the
Pyro.
busted nigga that looked me in my face.
Put that on Pyro. Hey, look. All you gotta do, cause we ain't gotta do no yelling. We ain't gotta do none of that, bro. Put that on Pyro.
Who is you though, bro?
This is Tiny Draws, Cash.
Well, what are we talking about?
We talk about what happened when you walked up them stairs, nigga. Put that on Pyro.
What happened?
You didn't get smacked in your head and you didn't get socked in your face.
Nigga touch me, nigga. What did you talking
Bro, put
about?
that on Pyro.
Why is you nigga? You want me to
put
send
that
a
on
picture?
Pyro?
Hey, you didn't. You or no other nigga.
Look, bro. Put that on Pyro.
You or no nigga ever touch me.
Man, look, I'm not, bro.
Your uncle bitch wrong got drew down on.
You put nigga need to smack you in your head.
You
put that on Pyro.
My head. Where you
nigga, put that on Pyro.
Put
that on Pyro.
My head. Where you
nigga, put that on Pyro. Put that on Pyro. You didn't run on that stage.
Y'all
nigga,
sent the picture with my eye circle
bro,
like it was my eye.
Bro,
so
we
was it my head or my eye? I put that on your raggedy ass mama.
Put that on Pyro, bro.
Nah,
that's all you gotta do.
You
put everything else on Pyro. Put that on Pyro, and nigga didn't smack you.
That's
nigga.
on your mama.
Put that on Pyro. That's all you got to do.
My nigga.
Yeah, all right.
Good looking out.
You know what time it is, nigga.
Well, if it's that time, why you on the internet?
Yeah, man, come on. You know what time it is, nigga.
If it's that time, why you on the internet?
You know what time it is, my nigga. Stop all the games, bro.
If it's that time, why you on the internet?
Stop the internet shit, nigga.
Why you
left
on
the
the
show
internet?
early.
Oh, forgot
you left the show early. That shit that happened to you in the garage and the shit that happened to you on that stairway is two different incidents,
to me in the garage? Just see me tell you.
Nigga, the two things that happened to you, you got caught in the garage.
What happened to me in the garage?
You got caught backstage, nigga. Two different incidents.
What
nigga.
happened to me in the garage?
Come on, my nigga. Corrupted tell you nothing. You won't hear capping, nigga.
What happened to me in the garage?
Call and tell you nothing.
Hey,
you capping. Because Corrupt was on that stairway right with us, nigga.
Tell me what happened to me in the garage.
We came down the stairs. You was coming up the stairs. You was with Kanye West, wasn't you? He had just walked off stage. You thought he was about to walk the nigga upstairs.
This nigga is fucking loony, the dada and the Tiny Draws nigga. What the fuck? You're that simple? This nigga said, tell me and you tell him. Like, he already knows. Why you gotta tell him? You see? These niggas be, I don't know what the fuck. They want everybody to know that. Nigga, you know what happened. Point blank, period. I ain't gotta fucking talk, GG. Like, that's what he should have said, but he explained the whole shit. And WACK100 made him. Then he didn't make him. He's telling me what happened, and he's telling him step by step what happened.
We met right there at the stairway.
We
didn't say no words. We cracked you in your head on neighborhood CRIP, nigga. Yes or no?
Shit,
Put that on
Pyro. What are you talking about?
Put that on Pyru, that didn't happen.
It was 15 niggas back there, bro. How you
put that on
cracked
Pyru,
me and then
that
rushed
bro.
me?
I'm not doing all this weird shit. Put that on
Okay,
Pyru, though.
so you say that happened on the stairs, so watch it. What happened in the garage?
It happened on the stairs, nigga, and then
So
you
what
ran
happened in
to
the
the
garage
stage.
then?
You, the tall nigga with the
I'm trying
penalty.
to establish something.
Man, look.
What happened in the
bro.
garage?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Get your
That's
lies
my
off.
point, little bitty.
You
Hey,
ain't
you a
put
little
nothing on
kid.
Pyru, though. That's on Pyru
bro,
you ran,
a
nigga.
Crip, nigga. Keep Pyru out your mouth.
Nigga, I'ma keep saying it. You ain't gonna do nothing. You had the chance to do something, Mr. Standoff.
Bro, it was 20 of y'all
Come
on
on,
one.
it wasn't 20 of us, nigga.
On my mama, it was 20
Nigga, you was talking about the parking garage, nigga.
How many of it was
Come
it, nigga?
on, man. It wasn't 20 of us, my nigga.
How many niggas was it before I put the
Bro,
video?
it wasn't
Put that
20
on
of us,
Rolling
my
60,
nigga.
it was
Stop the
20.
lies, bro.
Put that on 6-0, I let
On
the video
6-0
go.
wasn't 20 of us, nigga.
So it wasn't 20 niggas in the garage.
No, it was not 20 niggas in that motherfucking venue. It was not 20 niggas in that venue.
It wasn't 20 niggas in that garage.
It was not 20 niggas in that
I
venue,
want to make
bro.
this
You
clear,
weird,
because
bro.
I will release this footage.
Yeah, release it.
So it wasn't
Release it.
20
You
of
always
y'all
talk
in the
about what you
garage.
gonna release. Just like you said you was gonna release some on Nip. You weird,
Was it
nigga.
20 of y'all? Hey,
Man, look, bro.
we got
ain't
that
nobody
on
got time
NBC.
for all these weird ass shit. You keep up this
you
internet
saying the
shit,
footage on
and we
Nip
gonna keep hollering at you in the streets.
He got banged. Do you think he got banged, Dada, and he lying? Do y'all actually think this nigga got banged, Dada? This nigga actually got banged, Dada. Cause how is this nigga getting banged with fucking? How is this nigga getting banged with the game and shit on the side of him? Like, wasn't that the game show, Dada? So how is he getting banged with the game on the side of him running with the squad? Even though y'all saying that he's soft or whatever the case may be, but if they all deep, Dada, you never really heard people putting their hands on the game and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they must move militant. So how someone put their hand on him, probably smack them back of the head or some shit like that. Who knows? It's just crazy, Dada.
Do is go pull it up under Liddell Rawls. That's Dale dog name. Okay. Open that document up under that paperwork, then read it. So with this bullshit they got, you go pull up Liddell Rawls, right? And then read it.
Okay, we're gonna stop the bullshit and child's play right now here today. Here's both of the Main Street cases, the sheriff case and the FBI investigation as well. County of Los Angeles Sheriff Department, supplementary report. Okay, January 12, 2009. That's the file number. Okay, kidnap robbery. Okay, there's the list. Okay, huh? Damu and Kiwi conversations, man. We don't do no hearsay, and documentation supersedes conversation. Okay, we're gonna stop this right now. And we're not gonna go all into the details of somebody else's case, but we're speaking on facts, okay? Not hearsay. You understand me? Damu and Kiwi conversations. Wiretaps. Okay? Main event case. So we're gonna stop playing though. Okay? Okay, we're gonna separate the hearsay from the facts. Facts over feelings. Okay? Just a skim through. Okay? Wait a minute. Yeah, we got some profit sessions in here too. And some John Hancocks. Yeah, that's in here too, man. Okay? Wait, there's more. Okay, page 10 reads as follows, right? They placed a call to Mark Stevens in Atlanta at Deja 34. That's Mark Stevens and Shaq's production entertainment company. Have you, right? Okay. The Los Angeles County Sheriff placed a call and left a message to Shaq. On September 9, approximately 11:45 hours, investigators spoke with Los Angeles police officers. Yeah. regarding the Main Street kidnapping case. Huh? There's more. They interviewed Mark. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney. Stevens said after an investigation left a message saying that they wanted to talk to him regarding a kidnap and assault investigation occurring in Los Angeles. Huh? A little reading. Right here. Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, WACK100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq. You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, you know, photographs or, you know, compromising, you know, things about Shaquille.
Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. If you're
gonna read the real paperwork, not the fake shit dude made. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it.
Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, WACK100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq.
Greg Kading publicly stated that Stutterbox was involved in an attempt to extort Shaq. But what really solidifies that claim is what's written in the police's official supplementary report. In it, Mark Stevens confirms the story, saying he got a call from Ross about a tape involving Shaq, one that didn't include his wife. Shortly after that, Mark Stevens says he received a call from Cash Jones, better known as CS2-Back. During that call, CS2-Back told him about the tape Stutterbox had and suggested that he could take it to TMZ and make a serious bag off of it. Let that sink in. That means CS2-Back, who many believe to be Porky, was actively assisting Stutterbox in the extortion plot. He wasn't just aware of the tape. He was pushing it, attempting to profit from it, and helping move the play forward. So when Greg Kading talks about the extortion attempt, and the paperwork shows CS2-Back helping facilitate it, it becomes pretty clear. Porky wasn't just a bystander. He was right there, involved in the move, and the police knew it the whole time. Why was he never charged, or even questioned? And no matter how many times he tries to deflect, the truth is already on record. So ask yourselves this question. Why did Porky lie and say Deuce made this paperwork?
You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, you know, photographs or, you know, compromising, you know, things about Shaquille. And Shaq had a friend that, I think his name was Mark Turner or something like that. Don't hold me to that name, but I think his name was Mark Turner, a guy from Atlanta. And that guy, Mark, knew the shot caller, the head guy for the gang that Stutterbox was associating with, which was the Main Street Crips. And his name was Del Dog. And so, you know, Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, man, you gotta swear your guy away. You know, can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the Main Street Crips go and they discipline and threaten Stutterbox. Stutterbox is scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. So law enforcement gets involved in him. Then during that process, he mentions that, you know, he knows something about Biggie's murder. He tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones, who's a big dope dealer for Suge Knight. He's a truck driver.
Yeah, that's crazy. WACK knows WACK knows a lot about a lot of tapes and shit like that. WACK been on that time and this nigga been on that time and GG.
I guess they don't do the minute orders of what happened in court, everything that was said. I think everybody's looking for all the Eddie Boy shit. That's what I'm guessing.
Click like. In this clip, WACK is about to call out Loose Cannon and Brick Baby for their internet games.
Bro, listen. And everybody.
After he told him to do it. Damn, this thing is different. After you told Luce, I know Brick Baby you didn't, but after you told Luce to do all this shit, Luce is like, come on, bro.
Everybody got to remember, this is the situation Loose Cannon is in. And I told bro this, hey, look, bro, they are literally taking everything you say as is real. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you on here running content for YouTube or your channel, the police taking this shit that is real. For instance, they told me that him on the phone saying they had a riot came up in court. The DA or whatever you call him said he's still promoting violence on the phone. Now, for them to say Loose Cannon is still promoting violence on the phone, Loose in his head, he running content. But the situation he in and the police, law enforcement is taking everything he's saying as real because they said, we did our research and there was no riot and no fights in the unit on the yard. You get what I'm saying? So when they be talking on them phones, I take that shit with a grain of salt because me personally, I know he running content. But what I'm trying to get him to understand is, bro, they're taking your content, they're taking your character, they're taking what you're saying that you're using to entertain the fucking YouTube people, the streets, YouTube streets, as it's real. So if he get on there and say, yeah, baby, like right now, he got on there and said he broke his hand. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to go do a cavity search on him, check, and see if his hand's broke. You get what I'm saying? So, now on the flip side, maybe it could work for him in the long run. Well, they'll start to understand that when he on the phone or when he doing these interviews, the nigga's in character. But as of now, they're taking everything he's saying as real.
But also, like, he has to understand that he's already had his first bail hearing. He's already got his first denial. So he should understand whatever they told him is what they told him. Like, if they use it against him, dog, you heard them use it against you. So either you're going to stop at they told you or they didn't tell you.
Okay, so here goes, what is this right here? U.S. versus William detention order. Is this this is the updated, right? I guess this is updated. Let me see.
Is it
April
from
9th.
March?
No, this is April 9th.
Okay.
So this got to be it. It's like 4 pages. I don't know if they nature of defense, defendant role in alleged extortion, robbery.
Why WACK be trying to act like he don't know what the fuck is going on, Dada? You know what's going on, nigga, firsthand, Dada. You already know what's going on, Dada, with LUCE, Dada. You talk to this nigga all day, every day, Dada. You know what's going on with Break, Dada. You know what's going on with all these niggas. You trying to act like you're trying to get it from the fucking work, Dada. You already been giving out all the information, nigga. Now you're trying to fucking be hesitant and be like this and like, what the fuck? This dude's crazy, Dada.
2 active protection orders, noting one is reciprocal, and outstanding warrant report of violent January 2025 incident. Is that no jumper? It gotta be. It says, I'm just reading. You see what I'm looking at? Prince?
Yeah, you reading that last page of that detention order?
Yeah, page 3, where it's in pen.
Yeah.
It's written in pen. I'm taking that. I did hear that they said they had a police report, but they didn't have a police report in there. So I think he's trying to file to get back in front of them to see if they can produce a police report.
Right.
Order that the defendant be committed to the custody.
This dude's crazy. That's a funny dude.
Defendant be afforded reasonable opportunity private. Order of court, United States. Yeah, so I guess this is what I guess they don't do the minute orders of what happened in court, everything that was said. I think everybody's looking for all the Eddie Boy shit. That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's why that's a big deal. What was said in there?
Like some type of like transcript.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess so. You know, whenever we go to fight in the state case, whatever the fuck you say in that room, boy, that court stenographer is over there tapping away. So that's probably what everybody's looking for. But nevertheless, that kills that narrative that nobody can find. Well, you can find this, and I guess what they have him in custody for, I guess they're just using the details that's in the overall Big U indictment. Right? Prince, the page 18, 19 or whatever.
Yeah,
this thing is different, bro. WACK100 definitely a different type of breed, Dada. He definitely helped Dada and situate that whole situation, Dada, because that's what he said he was going to do. But he did it like this. That's why Big U said, yo, he said he was going to take the contracts, Dada, which he did, Dada. But you try to take his contracts too. But this nigga went all out, Dada. This nigga's on a whole different rampage.
Because I was trained to fight. It was squabbling. Like, you don't get 3 of us, 4 of us. We gonna see 7, 8 and be like, okay, let's go, let's do what we supposed to do.
And if I see something in this group there, I may be smoking a blunt, drinking some Zay, yak, and I just may say,
Big U and Monster Cody never met. Before we get to the story of Big U, let's see what happened when the organization Big U is allegedly tied to confronted Monster Cody.
In my face. I look in his eyes, though. He looking above me. So I say, 30 of them motherfuckers. Right on top of me. I'm like, oh. I'll be a shootout in this motherfucker. That's what I thought. And I went to the bathroom, you know, take my shit in the mirror, make sure I wasn't bulging and shit. Go back up there, was ready to die. Tried to do, take a shot of Rennie, and then turn around, look, take my hat off, took my handkerchief, black handkerchief, rub my hair, make sure they see me, put my hat back on my head, and wait to get shot in the back of the head. He didn't get shot, like, 5 minutes. I mean, this motherfucker, yeah. He didn't even know who I am.
The story of Eugene Big U Henley is a complex one, weaving through the streets of South Central Los Angeles, the music industry, and the world of community activism. It's a narrative now facing intense scrutiny, marked by serious federal charges.
This is my last video before I turn myself in.
So this is Eugene Henley Jr. He's known for previously managing music artists like the late Nipsey Hussle. He's an entrepreneur, community activist. Pretty much he wears a lot of different hats. That's why it might come as a huge shocker when the feds named him in a sweeping RICO indictment called Operation Drawdown. The indictment against Big U is more than 100 pages long. Now in their case, the feds say he ran a mafia-like enterprise. He's accused of murder, kidnapping, embezzlement, robbery, and extortion. And that's just to name a few. Now Big U claims he's innocent, but if he's convicted on these charges, he's facing the rest of his life in prison.
I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say.
Big U's origins are rooted in the Arlington neighborhood off Arlington and Slauson in South Central Los Angeles. When he first moved to the area in 1970, it wasn't initially...
He don't know what to say to Dada because he don't, like, how can you ask to people that you've been taken from the Dada? You already took enough, the Dada, but you want, now you actually, like, man, now you need someone to help you, Dada. You want people to pray for you and shit like that, but they already been took for enough, the Dada. They gonna have to do that shit willingly, the Dada. When prayers come in, the Dada, and prayers coming from the outfield, from the outfield, the Dada, you gotta pray for them people, the Dada. Them prayers gotta be willingly, the Dada. You can't put a gun to someone's head and tell them, pray for me, the Dada. It's not going to work like that, the Dada. Even if they did, the Dada is not going to make it, the Dada. The message won't be sent, the Dada. More or less, they really going to have to feel that shit, GG. If they ain't feeling it, then messages isn't going to get received.
Known for gangs, it was more like a family community. Growing up, he and others in the neighborhood, like Cousin K and Pi WACK, were part of a dance organization called ROLLIN Avenues. This was before the Rolling 60s emerged as a gang. The name Rolling 60s didn't fully form as a gang name until around 1973 or
late 1970s, October 31st to be exact. In the late 1970s, the Rolling 60s was started.
The Arlington Gang, or AGs, were centered off Arlington and were led by Big U's cousin, Capone. Capone was described as the oldest and the one making the decisions. The AGs were close. They'd hang out, play basketball at 59th Street School, dance, pop lock, and cruise. They traveled everywhere and went to parties, setting them apart from other groups. They were blessed because their families lived.
Oh, that's what happened. The Dada. Big U was the cousin of the nigga who made the set, the Dada. So you already know the Dada. Big U was spoiled in the set, the Dada.
In the area.
They allowed it to move like that.
And they went to school together. Big U, however, mentioned he never lived on AG and often felt like he was fighting just to get home. This experience, being always by myself, is what he said made him Big U.
We got to Arlington, my Uncle D. My Uncle D and my Uncle Willie. My Uncle D got a job at 7-Up, working 7-Up. And after he got the job at 7-Up, he bought the house in the early 70s right here on Arlington.
In the area where Big U grew up, people were already identifying as Crip and Hoover, and these names meant something different back then. When they moved to Arlington, the established homies weren't there yet. Van Ness Park, a place where Big U and others grew up playing sports like baseball and football all their lives, didn't have structure initially. At one point, Fruittown Brim was in Van Ness Park, and a figure named Big Bunchy ran the park, controlling who could come in. The Sixes were in the process of forming, initially as Westside Crips and Neighborhood Crips.
Yeah, that's the duplex, man. That's where it all started for us. And we used to have big picnics right there. We used to have family functions. I mean, we live right here, man. I remember I watched Jack in the Box go from being literally a small box, like with just some burners in Jack in the Box, And then they start building, they start expanding. I remember it was literally on that property, man. You could stand in the jack in the box and touch the walls on how big it was.
Big U described facing issues with rival gangs from a young age, recalling incidents at skate rings. He mentioned heavy hitters he looked up to, like T-Manuel, Babyface, Big Snoop, and Roach. T-Manuel was seen as someone with pimp status and cars. Big Snoop was described as the General and observed playing an attack. These older figures would make the younger ones, like Big U and Slim, carry tools, weapons, in bags, walk ahead.
Yeah, Big U. Yeah, you see, them niggas had their mind right. The way that they had their shit together, you could tell that they were smart, these fellas right here. Big U, he wasn't too, you know what I'm saying, too on point, And when you're not too on point, that's just what happens, You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody's not going to be everything, And that's, well, some people can, but everybody's not, and it can't work like that.
And be the first to get into altercations. These incidents, especially fights, helped define the young members and drew attention from the older homies, who would call for the little dudes off the AG when it was time to confront others.
I got high one day in the hood.
On what?
Some weed. We was all smoking weed. And we was on 10th Avenue. And I must have been about 16 or 17. And some dudes came through and got down. And I was standing there with the tube. And I'm so high that I don't even know how we got out to the front, but everything was moving. And I'm looking at the car and I'm saying, damn, I'm looking at the homie. And they shot the homie. And I'm looking, but I can't move. And then the homies, I see everybody running and niggas is, moving around and they're like, Charles, you had the burner. Charles, you had the burner. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I do, huh? But
that what made you start smoking weed?
I ain't got high.
The AGs eventually merged and became the Rolling 60s. Big U was described as gaining a reputation for being an elite fighter, mastering martial arts in the Black Karate Federation, becoming a black belt, adding to his presence at 6'5". He became a lethal force in the streets.
Right. You know what I'm saying? How many times you see a street nigga in a spot with a nigga and knock a nigga out? You know what I'm saying? With me, it was distance because I was trained to fight.
After his release, it appeared he was changing his life. He founded a nonprofit called Developing Options, focusing on gang intervention and youth outreach, aiming to provide alternatives to violence and crime. This program earned him recognition as a respected community leader.
It's not really on us no more. It's really now on how strong the want and need to affect change, and we are definitely the organization to affect that change. And if they wanted to see if we had a real connection to the streets, they definitely seen that.
He also entered the music industry, managing artists like Corrupt.
And this little boy comes over, and he runs up on me. He said, "Hey, you, such and such said you need to take off your shoes." I had on all fresh blue Nikes, looking crispy, Philly style. I ain't taking off nothing, little boy. Get out of here. He's like, huh? Okay. Went over there and told this little boy had to be, I'm 18. This little boy had to be like 13.
It's like this nigga Big U got mad stripes, nigga. He got mad stripes just for bullying niggas and beating niggas up and shit like that. This nigga could have passed on. This nigga beat up 10 niggas and it still don't go up to what this do. But this nigga Master Cody done got rid of a couple people, allegedly. This nigga would have just, you know what I'm saying? So it's different, Big U, he just foiled into the gang, he was born into, his cousin, his people actually made this shit, so that's just what it is, CG. You know what I'm saying? So they allow him to get away with a lot of things that they wasn't even getting away with, that they wasn't even doing. They let him get away with this shit, So it's like, yo, they wasn't even conducting themselves like that, They actually look like some stand-up individuals, So at the end of the day, GG's, Hyena Scoop Dots, one for Scuba Streets, they more righteous than never, stand up for yourself, You know what I'm saying? You qualified to be any room that you want to be in, you heard, You know what makes you qualified, your knowledge, you kick down lane's door, you're in that room, you do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? God chose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best kept secret. You're gonna have to stay more aware than ever, No misleading, no manipulation, just stay on weird, That's just what it is, GG's. You heard? So They're not business, the data, and life's what you make it, the data. Life got meaning, the data. You heard, so stay more aware, the data. And it is what it is, GG, the data. So I'm saying, so just count your blessings every day, the data. You wake up is a blessing.